Hello, welcome to another edition of the LNG Taxi Podcast. I'm Gary. Lee beside me, as always.
How are we doing, everyone? Are we all good?
We're all good. Today we're going to talk about Tales from the Taxi.
Yeah, we've gone back over this again, and we... Oh, sorry.
It's all new.
It's all new. All new. We keep forgetting this. You want to hear us on audio, and you'll cotton on to what we're actually talking about now. You need to go to the Spotify pages of the LNG Taxi Podcast and SoundCloud and all your other socials, and you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
All the audios are there.
Right now. So, like we said, we've had a little chat and we've discussed about you people out there, basically not the taxi drivers, but we're talking to you as customers now. It's you customers that give us like these you've been framed moments, and we're sorry that we just haven't got the video camera to film you and get 250 quid for it. We'd be a lot more richer. So right now we're going to tell you about funny tales from funny sales, and then I said funny tales from the taxi. And there's one story in particular which has got to have a parental advisory notice to it. So if you've got young children,
Yes.
like my two young boys, do not watch this. Daddy is telling you now, do not watch this video. It's not for you. If it's for my 23-year-old daughter, then you're absolutely fine, love. You can sit there and watch it. So, we're going to take you back, not me in particular, this gentleman right here. It's going to take you back to about, let's say 8 weeks ago. 8 weeks?
About 8 weeks ago.
8 weeks ago.
It was a nice sunny day. I remember that much.
Nice sunny day. And I've never heard a man call me in shock the way this man here called.
Shocked and trembling I was.
He did. He had to pull over and get a coffee. It was that bad. He had to pull over and get a coffee.
I needed a coffee and a calm down.
And a Valium. So, this is the tale, and we hope you enjoy this funny tale of how this man here ended up shocked and trembling and gave me one hell of a laugh.
Well, it was a nice summer's day, and I got a call for a pickup because I work for Uber. I'm an Uber driver. Pickup in a nice part of the northwest of England. It was a 45-minute trip, so it was a nice long trip, paying rather well. Picks up this lady, got into the back of the car, long flowing dark hair, long legs, and everything in the right place. If you get me drift.
Very nice so far. Can
Yeah.
we also just put a little note on this video? Not all taxi drivers are perverts, by the way.
No. And so we start to drive along, and within 3 minutes of the journey, she's getting very flirtatious.
Now, when you say flirtatious, can you give me some of the sentences she might have used on you?
Well, she was saying, "Oh, me and you are on the same wavelength, aren't we? Me and you seem to just click so quickly." And I'm thinking, oh my God. I'm thinking, what aftershave have I got on today? I'm thinking, what am I wearing today? All of a sudden, bit of a babe magnet going on. That's normally not like that, but today this was.
So, what did the lady proceed to do in the back of the taxi?
Well, she was talking about things like, do you know what? Isn't it strange that men can go topless in the street and no one bats an eyelid? But if a woman goes topless in the street, it's like, wow, it's not a good thing to do. What's the difference?
Very good point, by the way. Extremely good point.
So women have to cover up. Men can walk around completely topless, but both men and women do have breasts. Don't we? We have breasts.
It's a natural thing.
Some men have large breasts, some men have small breasts. Way of the world. As do women.
Moobs. That's what he's trying to get at. If you're a big guy,
Moobs.
like me, moobs. Moobs.
So,
Carry on.
we're travelling around, and she says, I'm not afraid to show my breasts anywhere. So I'm now thinking, right, okay. The heart starts pounding a little bit quicker. I start driving a little bit slower.
Okay, so just to make it out like you are not a pervert whatsoever.
No.
Right. He didn't ask to see her boobs.
No, not at all.
No.
No.
She just decided to pop them out. That's correct, isn't it?
Yeah,
Not?
pop them out
Pop them
for
out.
me in the back of the car as I'm driving along. So I'm like, my head's like swiveling round like The Exorcist. Like, oh my God! I'm thinking. Pfft. Then she's going, well, maybe when we get back to my house, maybe you can come in and maybe we'll have a chat, because this just seems so perfect. This does seem like I found my ideal man. It's just crazy. It's like, wow, it's in the stars, obviously. And I'm thinking, God, who knows?
But as a single man,
As a single man,
he could do this kind of
I could do this sort of thing, not a problem
He
at
can
all.
have a chat with a lady in the back of the taxi.
Yes, indeed.
You can be flirty, not too over the top disgusting.
Not really.
But you can have a chat with a lady in the back if she's coming on to you.
And she was
And she was.
big time,
Huge by the sound of things.
hugely big time.
And we are talking really huge.
We are. We're talking like, this is like, I've never had this before ever in my life. I thought this is just unreal. So we're driving along.
How
and
many,
then-
more, how many more longer into the journey are we
Well, this
going?
is now probably, so she's flirting with me. We're about to change numbers at this point. About to change numbers. This is like, wow. This is like unreal. Then she says, this is the real. Like, this is the money shot coming up now. She goes, do you want to see everything else?
Yes. That's what that person said. Do you want to see everything else?
My head was saying no, but my mouth said yes.
No. His head was saying no, but his trousers department was saying yes.
So, we're now 35 minutes into the journey now.
Oh, 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes.
Flirtation was really ramping up now. It's like this, we're about to exchange numbers. It's really looking good. It's looking like, oh my, this is ecstasy.
Was your hybrid car getting steamed up?
It was going, so it was now running purely on electric now. There's that much energy in the car.
The energy was there.
It was just, but the battery was off. It was running on its own power now. I'm thinking this is just like, wow, this is unbelievable. Then, yeah, do you want to see everything? So she starts to hitch up her skirt. Can it get any better than this? Can it get any better than this?
Getting higher and higher and higher and higher.
Yeah, getting higher and higher and higher.
Sorry, I'm just trying to make this more sort of like suspenseful for you all out there. This is what
She says, well, why don't you come and join? Why don't you pull the car over and come and join me in the back? What an offer! What an offer!
An offer.
A single man and a single woman driving along
Just going to do what would be natural to everybody.
with an offer like that, you'd
Who
say.
could refuse?
Who could refuse indeed?
But what made you refuse?
I refused. I refused
Yeah.
point blank, and that's why I was trembling and shaking.
Trembling and shaking.
I got on the phone to you just after, and I was in a because when she hitched up her skirt on them lovely, long, shapely, smooth as silk legs,
Oh, that would just been used by a Mach 3. Keep going.
what then transpired and what I saw.
Oh, please let me do a sound effect.
Cue the sound effect.
Ba-doing.
What I saw in front of my face was a very large, erect penis. She was a ladyboy. A ladyboy who looked nothing like a ladyboy, looked very attractive, but she was a ladyboy. A ladyboy. So,
Who then got offended because you wouldn't.
I wouldn't, whoa, stop. But she said, I felt violated. But then, but then I'm thinking, am I being a hypocrite there? Because up to this point, I was going along with it. And at the point of no return, I had to return and stop it all. A ladyboy. And she didn't even have the voice. Her voice was dead feminine. At first I thought it was a joke. I thought, yeah, go on, take it off then. Go on, I like your joke, take it off then. And no, it was real. A large, erect, made it even worse, it was erect. It was erect. I actually turned her on. Oh, or him on.
Silky smooth voice.
Oh, it was like I was a wreck. So quickly, then we got to his house, and he said, "So I presume that you're not coming in, then, are you?" Sorry, no, it's horrendous.
The only thing that Gary is actually leaving out of this little conversation is the fact that the person in question in the back of the taxi also wanted him to get himself out of his trousers while he was driving.
Yeah, that made it even worse, didn't it? That was even worse. Wanted me to take my trousers down. That would have been absolutely horrendous. That would have been just. Oh, imagine if it did. Imagine it. But just imagine, right? This is the other scenario. Just imagine if she'd never hitched up her skirt.
Ooh.
Until we were in the house.
Listen.
Then you're locked in, aren't you? Then you're locked in. Then there's no getting out.
We don't have any problem, by the way, with people who are like that at all, who are transgender and everything else. Take our hats off to you. You've made the world. You've changed the world. Changed what you really have. Changed the world. But to be kept in the dark
for that amount of time.
For that amount of time.
And that flirtiness was on and on. But then she was so convincing though, because really, I would never, if I didn't see what I saw, I would never ever have known.
The fact that she had hands like shovel, he didn't know.
Yeah, now I only noticed that when she waved to me from like hands like navies, like that big massive hands waving to me as she gets out the car. I didn't notice before that, like really like big docker hands she had on it.
Trust me, he would have noticed if they went somewhere else on him.
Ooh, that would have been painful. That would have been painful.
So basically, we thought we'd like to share that story with you, because what we're trying to say to you is for all taxi drivers out there, please be careful who you're talking to in the back of the cab, because they never know who it is.
And don't be flirty.
And don't be flirty, yeah.
Yeah, you never know where it could lead to.
Yeah, maybe a sexual harassment charge. That could be one thing.
Yeah, God, yeah. But just keep it simple. I just keep it simple. Now I go, hello, where are you going to? Well, sometimes I don't speak at all. But mainly I do speak because I'm quite chatty, so I do speak to most people in the car.
Mr. Interviewer here.
Mr. Interviewer here. Yeah.
But
the interrogator.
But stay tuned for more tales from the taxi.
More tales from the taxi.
We will bring you these. We will. But if you like them, or you have a funny tale yourself,
leave a comment.
This hat, I tell you what, now it's getting worse. Leave a comment at the bottom. See, there you go. I'm not on the lens. There, at the bottom of the screen. Mm-hmm. Hit the like, subscribe button. Tell us your funny stories, and if they're clean enough, we shall tell them on.
Regale them. We'll regale them.
And now my kids can now come back into the room to actually sort of watch the end of the video and see the daddies on YouTube. And other than that, peeps, have a nice day and keep safe out there.
Look out for more Energy Taxi podcasts coming soon to this channel.
Toodle pip. Bye bye.
Bye bye.